get the grade that they should get. Is that okay?
Yes. I wonder if you, so when you're talking about the discussion forums, are familiar with a particular tool that came out of this building, actually. I believe Jonathan's and Trina was responsible, and if not others as well, but it's a rotisserie discussion forum rather than a linear forum. Everyone posts, and instead of getting everyone's responses, you only get a single person's response and are then tasked with the opportunity to give a thoughtful response of your own to that person. And what it does is it creates these nice, interesting threads where you're getting much more thoughtful conversation rather than sort of the haphazardness of just a linear discussion board. You might want to check it out. The code for it is on the H2O site, if I'm not mistaken. I can tell you a little bit more about it. I've played with it myself.
Okay.
But it's cool, and it's exceptionally good for academic discussion.
Yes.
Seems like one of the biggest challenges in higher education is keeping enrolled students enrolled, retention. It's impressive all the things you do on a weekly basis to monitor the progress of the students, but what has your experience been thus far, and what are your infrastructural supports for keeping the students involved over the course of terms so that they actually complete the entire program?
Like many other things, it's work in progress. I would say that dropout is the major issue of all the online universities. We're talking about tens, I'm talking about percentage of students dropping the first week, the first course, and et cetera, et cetera. So far, we are positively surprised. And I think it is because, and we get it every day from students who come and say, that was my lifetime chance, you saved my life, it's a wishful thing, it was a wishful thinking for me. So I think that the kind of students that we get have much higher motivation than regular online students. But, you know, I should say two things. First of all, we are at the very beginning. I can't, you know, we don't have a long enough history to say what will be the situation. Second, even those that drop out with us right now, we enable them 2 semesters to come back. So I should say that we have a very high level of satisfaction, but we do have dropout, and I'm unable to give numbers right now. But not only that it's an issue, we will have to develop, and we're thinking about it, the right tools or the right means to help students stay online, because it is an issue and everyone faces it, and we are not going to avoid it.
2 questions. What do you know of how people are finding you? And secondly, once people get into the system, what are the maximum and minimum sizes of classes, and how is that determined?
Okay, I'll start with the second one, 20 students in each class. That's the number, you know, but if we have one course that we have 35 students, so it's not 20, but so it's 17, 18. But we close the classroom usually by 20, that's the number. It's a very interesting question, because students find us first of all, through the media. Since we announced the program, we got tremendous coverage. We had over 1,000 articles written about us all over the world, and that's how students find us. The second thing is social networks. We're trying to push our presence in social networks. We are very short on budget, so it's not that we're spending a lot of money, but we have 25,000. Well, I think that right now, I don't know, it wasn't there before the lecture, but probably by now we have 25,000 fans on Facebook. So we're getting momentum. That's, I think, is a quite impressive number. And the third is from their peers, their friends. Saying all that, I think that we have issue there. It's something that it should have, but it hasn't crossed my mind when we announced the program. But if the New York Times write about us, it's great. We're very proud of ourselves to be in the New York Times. Well, our potential students probably don't read the New York Times. So getting to the right students, those that that's a challenge. And since our marketing budget is very limited, we are not there yet. It will be something that we have to deal. We hope that when we raise money, we will be able to build marketing channels to reach these people that do not read newspaper, are not on the net, but still can and should study with us. Yes.
I was going to ask a question, but it feeds in with what you said. I was wondering what your vision was as people start asking lots and lots of questions dynamically. How do you keep that from being overwhelming, like we've all found with email and the open news groups? That at the beginning you read everything, but you can't possibly read everything. But maybe that's linked to the fact that your classes are 20. I mean, I hadn't thought you would have small classes. That means there's one
20 is quite a lot for online, by the way. Usually it's less than that. For that very reason, because of the intensity and because students read. We don't have this problem right now, but in the past I was involved in a different online university, and there we punished students for over participation. Yeah, because what happened is, when you think about it, it sounds great. People are very active, but then by the end of the course, they drop out because they said, it's too much time. I can't afford it. So they spend too much time. It became very intensive. They enjoyed it a lot, but then they realized that it's too much for them. But we haven't encountered so far. So
you have one teacher then monitoring that?
Right now, we try the teachers to be involved only if they have to. We try that they will not be. They are very involved right now, but we're trying to push them to be, because the model is that in the long run, we believe that we will not have a lot of instructors involved in the classroom. It should be more peer-to-peer, and they will be taught how to use the system and how to participate and how the peer-to-peer should function rather than using the instructors.
One suggestion for marketing, to go to the UN, since you have a relationship with the UN, to go to the country offices like UNFPA, UNESCO, the different, because they've actually done lots of program marketing, which would be one idea to reach out, since it's 15 to 24, 25, that age range. And then I wonder, is it possible for those, the dropout issue, to do some sort of pilot project where you have live tutors at the university or wherever that the students in these countries can actually go to, because sometimes online can be intimidating for students, and they might, it's a pilot idea, perhaps.
Maybe. I think
somebody live they can actually talk with about
online or face to face.
Face-to-face.
We'll give you the names of all the students that drop out. Go talk to them. Do it. I don't think that we will be able to do it, but it's not a bad idea, obviously.
Two brief things. One, there is something. The name is similar to yours. It's called Université Populaire, the People's University. It started in France. There's a branch here in Cambridge, actually, that does weekly or bi-weekly sessions, one at MIT and one at the International School of Boston, in French, on things like environment. There's one this week on the environment, geopolitics, kind of...
What's the age range?
Anybody can come. Totally open, totally free. Anyone can come. Each kind of lecture presentation followed by as long a discussion, all in French. Totally open, totally free. So that obviously reaching, in each case, a small group of 20, 30, 40 people. Secondly, my son Dan teaches at Berklee College of Music here in Boston, and he has designed and teaches 2 online courses, but which include a 1 hour a week chat, but text chat. So students 1 hour a week, they know that that he'll be online, and any students who want to can pop in and ask questions, query one another or query him about things. Would that be an option for your courses?